Amafo Samaba, His Excellency John Rahmani Mahama, US deportisi ya wakoji wa bagani. Amafo mwadwina musai. Na Al-Wahab wa kasa papa. Wa chechire nsɛm bebree a yɛfa nsusuaso a ababɛda Ghana fo so. Ebia ne sɛ ɔmo de kɔkɔɔte sɛ ɔmo siwe. Na menua mimma me kasa mo pii mo mien kone nkotie. Yɛbɛka bia no yɛbɛsɔ so.
My name is Victor Cariou. I'm the Ghana correspondent for Radio France International, TV5, and Le Monde Afrique. These questions concern the diplomatic relationship between the United States of America and Ghana and Africa, and the deportation of migrants from the US to third countries in Africa. Your Excellency, with regard to this matter, how do you perceive the recent deal between the US and Rwanda, Eswatini or South Sudan? And also, has Ghana already received migrants from a third country deported from the US? Or if not, is Ghana considering doing so in the near future? Thank you.
Ghana-US relations. First, we were slapped with 10% tariff that was increased to 15%. And then we're included in 36 countries that were going to be placed on a visa ban. But in the meantime, all 5-year visas were cancelled, and we were restricted to single entry 3 months. It shows the tightening situation in our foreign relations, but I do think that we still enjoy good relations with the United States of America. We were approached by the US to accept third-party nationals who were being removed from the US. And we agreed with them that West African nationals, were acceptable, because all our fellow West Africans don't need a visa to come to our country. So if they decided to travel from US to Accra, they don't need a visa anyway. So if you're bringing our colleague West Africans back, I mean, that's okay. And so I think that agreement has been activated, and a first batch of 14 nationals came. Several of them were our Nigerian brothers. They opted to go back home, and so we facilitated, we put them on buses, to be able to go back home. One of them was a Gambian who it's not as easy. You have to get him an air ticket to be able to facilitate his travel. So what we've done is contacted their embassy to let them know of his presence so that they can facilitate his return to Gambia. And so that's the issue with regards to deportations and arrivals. West Africa has the protocol of free movement. And so any West African is free to come to Ghana and be able to stay for 90 days. And so if they decide to bring them, I mean, we don't have a problem accepting them.
So when some Ghanaians raised issues about this deportees, Ghana, abesne twemako omukrumu ya, ebiye Nigerians ni other West African countries ibia chese yebo Nigeria fo ya Ghana fo bu ofuse adintina ya deporte Nigeria ni na oba befa Ghana akọ na chese president akọji sikapuduo eno na ona bu okujeto abla kwa chese nye no kre da nye no kre.
It is important to stress and to state unequivocally that Ghana has not received and does not seek any financial compensation or material benefit in relation to this understanding. Our decision is grounded purely on humanitarian principle and Pan-African solidarity, to offer temporary refuge where needed, to prevent further human suffering, and to maintain our credibility as a responsible regional actor. Ghana's decision must be understood as an act of Pan-African empathy. It is not transactional. Like Rwanda, Eswatini, Uganda, South Sudan, who are welcoming fellow Africans, we are standing up for our brothers and sisters in distress. And this should not be misconstrued as an endorsement of the immigration policies of the Trump administration.
Now, in reference to Gitmo 2, January 2016, a 2 Yemen ex-detained from U.S. military prison in Guantanamo Bay, Yaji Omo, Deja, Nano, and Honorable Kujato Ablakwa, APA, or Channel 1 TV, so, and Yebusan say, now West African deportees here do Omo Bay, a co parliament, Amayaji 2 mu, or Chese, 40 crown, Kwaswa, Omo Eba, 40 Barbeka, 14 Yihua. 14 omo say omo nyina be ko omo countries na say parliament gitum ana omo anja antum.
We thought that, look, West Africans already under the ECOWAS protocol can visit any country visa free, stay for 90 days. So on principle, on humanitarian grounds, Pan-African solidarity, let us accept our fellow West Africans, and let's make the point that Ghana is your home. We are not going to allow you to
accept them
distressed.
to keep them here, or accept them to send them back to their countries.
So the choice is theirs, really. For 90 days, if they want to stay here, they can stay. But so far, all of them have indicated that they want to go back after some time, and we've been facilitating that. I can reveal to you that we are expecting another 40.
Another 40?
Another 40 in the next few days.
Of which nationalities?
West Africans. The understanding we have is that it will be West Africans. And don't forget that...
Do you vet them
yes,
before they come?
Yes, we vet
what
them.
What caveats do you give the Americans?
So we have said that...
Who is not acceptable?
Hardened criminals, convicted criminals. When the background check reveals that you've associated with terrorism, with violent extremism, you are a very violent person. You are on a certain Interpol wanted list for violent crimes, because we have the data. You will not be allowed in our country. So it's really people who probably
why didn't you ratify the MOU with Parliament?
Yes, so it's an MOU at this stage, just an understanding, and MOUs are not ratified. But
really?
as the discussions continue,
yeah,
if it is elevated to an agreement,
the Guantanamo 3, some people took the matter to court, and I think the Supreme Court held that whatever name you give it, when two countries come up with an arrangement, that places obligations on both of them. Whether you call it a treaty, a contract, it requires ratification. It was a majority decision. Only one person dissented. So I'm a bit surprised you're saying because an MOU, it means that it oughtn't have gone to Parliament. The judgment was very clear on the Guantanamo 3, that Article 75 was violated, which says international agreements must go through Parliament. And you are a 4th MP, so at least you could have gone to Parliament. And you have a massive majority. So what's the problem?
No, I agree with you. And that is why I said at the press conference I held a couple of days ago that when this is elevated beyond an MOU and it's a full agreement, we will go to Parliament under Article 75 and have it ratified. At this point, it is just a loose understanding.
The agreement is enforced. But how can you enforce? How can you enforce something you call a loose agreement? The thing is already enforced. You've brought 14. You're bringing 40.
Look, I've inherited so many MOUs that didn't go to Parliament for ratification, and
but because of the precedent of the Gitmo 3, I felt like this was, and you know this. So is it an oversight? Are you going to apologize for it, or you don't think you made a mistake?
No, it's not an oversight, because we sought the Attorney General's advice. It was discussed in Cabinet, and the Attorney General's advice, and his counterpart, the Attorney General on the U.S. side, also said that, look, this is an MOU. And MOUs do not require ratification. That is why
the Attorney General is wrong, because the judgment is clear. I can read it.
Oh, you know better law than the Attorney General?
At least the law is there for all of us to read. Unless the English reading of what the Supreme Court said is different.
Now, Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye echere nkitahudi a ewo America ne Ghana ntema sika bi etimi bakra che eye free money a echere se America for ebise bibi na mbetimi Ghana betimi aya eno ka ho ena ma Ghana timiji West African deportees ye eboa amoma kuduru omukrom.
US deportees amafo bisa ebise nanu bi National Organizer my MPP Nana B Gitmo 2 dey all the court adentina we so mampenia fan ko Parliament de bia na o ya de be ha
MPP for propaganda and pass to money no nti na me chese mo nsento for mesrɛ mu asɛm ba mo nya abotire na mo hwehwɛ mu ɛnyɛ sɛ nana b ne mp bom na mo te da se abraham ma okra so propaganda and pass mu omo ye dede fa gitmotu on ba ngofra mo yomode ya efi sa abraham ko fo me no baga na wate mpupuye bi wo mo sa won ti boni bia na so abraham ba no na etutwafo omo ha etutwafo omo bekunya yi o akeda fo ba se bi omo ba ye no eye entati akra ne ho aka wo nti asɛm ba mo me nya abotire ne nka ne yetie ne se Ghana ye ne America wo nkita hodie empem bebre na America fo atebri sika de abrɛ nse ye nye emfa ma ye ho bra N1 ne da he se mo say millennium challenge account sika $500 million somre na ebi enu bi na de ye nam so da ye koba aboa o man mpuntu nti eto da omo ye yadoye mpenifo so ensakọ na ensa ye den aba nti ye so ebredu na omo so mu hia ye moa na se ye hwe na enfo ohaw bia amre o man na boni bia ne wo se ye beboa wo mo nya koba ne se omo se nipa bi etukwan akọ omo man mu Ghana fo ka ho omo atena ho amana buru ebra ye de ma wo ana so mpo no mo ko no wan fan krata papa bi anko nti omo bo masan Ghana ye bo nipa san da ye bo nipa san China for ye bo mo san da
sa
oh ye da
de adwen se omo de omo ye ya na omo ba ye kuro
mo ye Ghana wo ba ha Ghana wo ba ha na se wan fa kwan paso amba ye bebo asan in fact the most famous of them your friend Short Cross no ye lawyer ni bia ofi English abochimem we ye producer apenso
okay nkroma type
obedu Ghana na san bo ne san ono kwa no ofi English abochimem nti your friend Short Cross in Short Cross out so what's that asechire no nti say ye bo obi efi oman bi makọ ne krom de ade ye wo wiase afa na enye bibi sonko enye bibi bọ ne bia ne tie ne say America fo mabo Ghana fo bi asan ya so de se ebeje san nkofo no
Ghana fo na bibi
me so ma me manusi abetima say
na me ma wa kire
o mabo Ghana fo be ye 100 and something aba deda
okay
eye lawful eye family kwa enye bibi o munye boni bi enti ayen nti enum na mo kire so o mo san so wo eye nipa bi efi ebibre matoye ha ye fe no West Africa
okay
on pese o mo de o mo fa Ghana ha ekọ mu kurum na ya ne tie ne se Ghana no esan se ye ka ECOWAS nti obi a oye ECOWAS nin a ofi West Africa Ghana ka ho no otumi fi ewiase afa nan be bia eba Ghana on kita visa
okay
de onya na o passport e kire se wo ye a citizen of an ECOWAS country ya ubetumi fi America akọ Nigeria wo hia passport obi ansan ade se bia wa ye bone bi nti omo se on pese sa nipa no omo efa ha ekọ mu kurum Ghana ye wasudie as part of the ECOWAS arrangement say ECOWAS citizen bia pese oba Ghana na se ye de ba ha ye beje no oba otumi tina ha 90 days na wasa owie 90 days na so cross border obet bia san aba another 90 days sa be pepe ne yeso betumi akọ Togo ekodi 90 days ni aba ebetumi akọ Nigeria 90 days Benin 90 days Cote d'Ivoire 90 days Senegal 90 days ne asi okay first of all omo ye West Africa for dia ya so dey say ebeje West Africa for because ye dey ensa ko shenkrata ase under ECOWAS ye beye
okay
number 2 so West Africa ni kura ye behwe say onye boni bia bonesi only criminal record so onkodi boni bi nti na ya bona sai na emuma ye nkrata asem na anko yie ana wakotena wo abro bread man no so na paase we kodi boni bi pa ye na kotu efi ase de enya de ebeje no so West Africa ni kura ye nyi no paase boni ni nkekawa bi eni ne ho efi bi eni ne ho de a ye beje no nti omo ba na ya ye hyehyɛ ne aboa am ye de omo akomu krum nti omo fa ha akomu krum nti enya bibi so number 2 parliament sama wo kan article 75 specific said ye fe bi treaty say we ase amansa nyina ana ye ne oman bi akọ nhyehyɛ mu akọ bankrom wo bibi ho se ye adwen wo bibi ho nti ye de ensa ahyase ye beboa mma ye no eno na ye de kọ parliament conventions say bibi a eye ade a amansan age atum yeso age atum bi na ye de ensa ahyase na ye kọ parliament ene ye wo agreement a eno no me no mienu wo ya America me Ghana ana yakọ bankro mu se ye bedi nkita ho bi ebi esikasem nkita ho ana se asrafo nkita ho die ana bibia ye betumi aye e wa amamienu ne ntem na agreement mu de they boni fe no obligations se we ni so ansonso wo ho eno wo de kwa parliament under article 75
okay
ani wo bibia fe no MOU memorandum of understanding eno me ne wa kontiase se ye be bibi na emom no se wa anye me ma nye ana say bebu na me se me nya bioma nsusu bi amba undumi fa me court undumi nya me bibia we no memorandum of understanding and before happen so there are thousands
nti no ehia se be
ko parliament and nti na anko That's all.
Say nipa dodo say na deportation.
Nipa mako do 9. And
on saying dodo ani ye gi o mo
kasa. Say yeah, una to say memorandum a loose agreement, memorandum of understanding no say abre bia omo ka so mo de bebre ya ye won kwan say be say ebeje ana aye ni. Until there's no number.
Ti asem when no.
Asem when. Until say oh, ye wo miensa bi o meje ye say there bi.
These people yetimi cross check you omo.
Oh, of course.
Me ti say obi say what Ghana wo say we cross check you obi or ti America. How will you do that? You cross check you omo say omo you okay my in society.
Omo ba ye de omo nkrata asem nyina abedan under the memorandum of understanding America for asudi say omo de a home crata say na abedan because they go through a certain process. Say the America nye o man ketwa. Ghana akra obi o Ghana ha oba ha bia ye won ho hyehyɛ ene say wo the passport ekugina kutoka na ye the passport ni chef die mu a all the airports in the world ehu say wo tu kwan wo di ba manifest so a obi a wo wiase bia e pa obenya nti anya su masem nti America for no mo de ho nsɛm ba na ya hwɛ say nipa no America abakɔsɛm no waye bibi da wakɔde fiase da na waye bɔne bi da aposifo akye ne da apart from say bia enkatasɛm nti ne yakye ne no waye bɔne bi etia ɔman ne mrada nti yɛ saa de ne nyina ansana yagye atum ya san so wa na musifoɔ wa America a ɔmo bu adi sɛ adwuma no ansa ne nipa no kra for plane abaha nti obi ka kyerɛ sɛ yɛntumi nyɛ nhwɛmu a nyɛ no kra sɛ nipa no nti ase nti na wɔka nti mesrɛ ɛnyɛ bɔne so
na obi a yɛyɛ ɔmo papa yi ɛna ɔmo nso akɔsiu yɛ
sɛ na ɔmo ho kwan
sɛ ɔmo anka sɛ aha no ɔmo ba
ya sɛbi pe biasa sɛ wo America ne do ba Ghana sɛ nsusu ne ewu nti ɛnyɛ de ya ɛnyɛ wo de ɛnyɛ wo de nti ɛyɛ normal sɛ nipa o asɛm bi ani hɔ ɔmo se ɔmo wɔ Ghana ha na ɔmo mpɛ ɛno asɛ ɔmo kɔ mu kurom sɛ court ne bua sɛ ɔmo kɔ mu kurom ɔmo kɔ there's no issue but sɛ ɔmo bonyo sɛ de ɔmo ba Ghana de it's normal
na ɔmo bɛtena ha ana ɔmo ba akɔ
ɔmo bɛkɔ nti sɛ
yɛde na ɛnyɛ ɔmo kɔsiu yɛ si yɛde
ɔmo sɛ
ana aba na yɛde ɔmo ba ha
obi betumi akɔ court sɛ atade ɛhyɛ me nya ne fɛ ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ wo nyina so atoma sɛ amanfo kɔ court daa
I see
amanfo kɔ court daa
America
minimum obi a wakɔ court kɔsiu ɔno ankasa no so wɔ su no ho obi ɛkɔ court so kɔsiu Jesus Christ but ento aso mu
what kind of the research John say no kro be kwa Easter on ti ase mi enyi oni mi ti ase
ku enti say wo kɔ court no nkyerɛ sɛ enti na mo ya ka sɛ wodi kan wɔ court a wonni bi enti the fact sɛ wo kɔ court no ɛnkyerɛ hwɛ so wo ka sɛ wo Ghana ban no atete wo wafo amfa mra kwan so wetietie afo ahodie so a court ne bɛhwɛ sɛ ɛyɛ no kra na sɛ ɛyɛ no kra ɔbɛtwe Ghana ban so ɛnyɛ no kra ka sɛ asɛm no
benefit ne wo mu ma
na mkyerɛ sɛ ya nti na bi ka ka sɛ ensa kɔ na ensa ba yɛn yɛ ntumi ntina wiase nka sɛ yɛ de bia yɛ yɛn nyi bibi ya wo nim pefe sɛ America aban efi yɛ na nam apɛn so ɔma boa yɛn kwan hodo so bebree in fact ɛnyɛ na nsen ya nka afi bi ɔmo bɛ about $150 million sɛ yɛn fa nhyɛ HIV ɛne apɔmuden hyehyɛ ho Millennium Challenge Compact mienu ne yɛde yɛn nsa akɔhyɛ aseɛ ɔmo bɛ yɛn about $530 million ɛne bi ne yɛde yɛ N1 last one by na MPP for nhyehyɛ bɔne ne dream ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ PDS nsense mu nti na ɔmo san agye ɔmo sika nti ɔmo no yɛn adɔyɛ daa nti ɛnna na ɔmo se o yɛn mu ɔmo saa kwan so no nyini sɛ sɛ ɛkɔgye biribi ansa ne ayɛ
but this specific
we no sikasɛm yɛ di eni
nim the phobia wɔ security mu a ɔka sɛ ɛmma kwa they give something
ya ɔmo de ɔmo brɛ yɛn $150 million yɛ de yɛ HIV nya de ade no sɛ ɛbɛkwa Millennium Challenge Compact then yɛ mɔmɔ de mai sɛ ba akwa ɛfa mo de bi kra ɛfɛ no agwa bai
ba we ɛmo use no nko sei no
we bie ni
na mje sɛ nkrofo ya ebi ayen so we ni ebi amamwa na ayen
so we ni bie ni osa ɛnyɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ de bia na abɛgye bibia nso ayɛ papa so adma sɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛte aseɛ sɛ yɛ no ɔmo yɛ adɔyɛ sɛ ne yɛn yɛtumi kɔ srɛ sɛ ɔmo mɛboa yɛ no so ɔmo so ɔmo nya yɛ mu akaka ne yɛ boa ɛnkanka wɔ abra ɛmfa nsunsuanso bɔ ne bia mrɛ sɛ bi alatafoɔ dumiɛnsa ba ha na Gambia ni ba ko ka ho na ɔmo nyɛ bɔne ntia America mra apart from sɛ nkratasɛm anko yie na yɛabɔ ɔmasan a menyi ni sɛ ɛde ɔhaw ɛbrɛ Ghana foɔ so ɔmo ba na ɔmo yɛ bɔne a
14 na aba no dumiɛnsa yɛ alatafoɔ
ɔmo yɛ alatafoɔ na ba ko yɛ Gambia ni
I see alatafoɔ nso ayɛ sɛ yɛ no ɔmo hu ehu kakra o ti na bi anko
ya mesrɛ yɛ fɛ bibi xenophobia sɛ bi wuntumi nka sɛ osi mesi esan so yetuntum ti oyi nipa bɔne me se bi alata fo bebree wo ho mo nipa papa se ba ko mienu bia bi di bɔne wa na nkyerɛ Ghana fo so ye bɔne na nse ya se emrantie bi a omkodi dwum wo ka ho se ya be che omko omo ye fencing romantic scams se Ghana for ka ho na se ye mefa amrante be ye na bi nko America so me kodi bo no America nti ye nka se bi omo ye Ghana fo nti no ye mfa mfore Ghana fo e wa America nyina nti me nyini se bi sanko nti ye ka se alata fo hu a na yanka ne ye it is not fair. Ghana for so ye bone Ghana for ewudi fo wo meboa Ghana for ye wo armed robbers wo meboa ye wo rapists wo meboa but Ghana for ye nipa bone for Ghana for nipa bone for
Ghana for na be George
nti mesre sa ka tamo ya na
Farouk Al-Wahab or globally certified and experienced diplomatic and investment consultant or say deportees yi bi siwa omo siw Ghana no na chese bibi etechima na no ma bi wo hono ma se Ghana tutu yie saa na akoye se ye fododo
be na wotwe ye de akogui na soafo a wo hwam no ne nsem so press conference or the two dwase o Ghana krado ye aginipa dunan ye US for a deporting won na kapre ba tokuro demu Ghana ya nyibi emfaso bia ya nkase ye de ketu akwaje kese bia na wotwe awie ye enya ne ntie se o ebia ba bedu afekura de ne eba ne se 14 ni nyina medu ya sa de bi kwo man mu ama o malo ye sekura esensi wi aka ho fa ne enti a ye sa de bi akwo nsem na ye bebre se ba ne se o man bi ti se US se ni pay menye won monsan monko mo man mu anasa ye de mo ko man bi mu a so man bi beji woni a dia so no wogina ka se ye de ye beji sa nkrofo e opani
na minche na minche chiefo in fact say enya Ghana for nyina na press conference ni nya akwanti bi enya journalist ko hon isn't true say mo ko for ni bi sabi omo musta questions na was from buta but yes you better say drink kakra said what for me and you say America sabi yani wo mu no or the country Ukraine flag yes you cried here onchimi en show sa upu le jinkophobia kromo deportees omugu ye deportation center nti monjuom na enansa monjuom enan bibia anka ho I don't believe that it is like that but abambia wa ekwan of aso cover the story and I say on person information bi oha or the beba and he say a day basis and Ghana enter into agreement with the United States of America. So Bekaya and check 2 months in an American government say countries are mobile and Ghana come. You know more visa 5 years visa crown or much or the started Ghana 2 months ago and honorable Kujeto Ablakwa or me the committee chairman on foreign affairs and our State Department or America in your brush diplomatic brush our car say Ghana on port no country Ghana government say American for companies waha any car ye di companies yinchumka na wo jai say all ba America ababeru abekeka say bi ebia visa sem or one no and the 2 weeks and America for started say obi a ma 5 years visa bia ukoma bia free neko or the country do count reasons that America for the count part of the reasons was said or the deportees at the back now or be severe or no visa relations or visa restrictions or better visa or demands or things so no number of years of visa not demand or better so for 25 years ago and American president then I think Bush about 2 more 5 years visa but and say be and I'm say we will create to American in some discussions. And the name may share me say one of the discussions on the table. Na say G woman maybe ya did better relations and once with regards to the visa troubles because